I just wanted to share why I wouldn't touch FOMO steak, which is a clone, a knockoff, which they admit from B&B steak. Now they claim that it was also audited by the same auditor, which has a pretty good a great reputation, in fact, in the industry. Hayes, what are they called? Hayes Crypto audited both of these. Now I don't know for a fact that they audited this one. This one's only been around a day, FOMO steak. And so sometimes you need a little bit of time to go by to find out if what they say is in fact true, but we'll just assume that it was the same auditor. Hayes Crypto built a pretty good reputation in their auditing when they had audited Tron Stake, which ended up exit scamming people. Now they had a smart contract that was supposed to not allow that. And Hayes Crypto had said that their audit checked out, but then before Tron Stake launched, the Crypto Hayes said, wait, or Hayes Crypto auditor said, we just caught something. So they kind of, saved face, and it kind of, it shows a good reputable group when they're willing to admit, hey, we made a mistake with our audit and we just caught it. And this was before Tron Stake launched. So they caught it in time, and it ended up that Tron Stake did in fact exit scam people, which isn't supposed to be possible if it's a secure smart contract. And that's why the auditors are so important. So anyway, they built a pretty good reputation from that, and they audited this. It's claimed that they audited this one as well, and maybe they did. I'm always skeptical when something's only a day old, what you might find out, days or a week later, like maybe Hayes Crypto will come in and say, no, we didn't actually audit it. They're just making that up. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying that, what you run the risk when you join something brand spanking new to find out all kinds of crazy things about it later. So this is the original. But again, that has nothing to do with what I want to say about why I would never join FOMO Stake. Here's why. Because first of all, they're an imitation. And I'm not saying I would never join an imitation, but I don't like imitations in general. I always like the real thing. It suggests that the true innovation came from here. And I don't know if it's the same developers that came out with this or not. It's kind of irrelevant to me. That's been passed around. It's irrelevant. I always like the original. When you look at the interface of this too, and the way it's designed, it just looks way more professional than this one. But nonetheless, that's not the reason either why I wouldn't join FOMO Stake. The reason why I wouldn't join it is because you can take your funds out whenever you want. You might say, Mike, that's a good thing. That's a good thing that you can take your funds out whenever you want. So in other words, if you put your funds into this program right here, and it says it's supposed to last 14 days, now it's counting down, now it's 13 and a half, which is kind of weird. A little bit of a difference between the two. They're almost identical, but there's a few little weird differences with this one. But let's say you put your money in here. If you don't withdraw anything, you can take all of your money out. They'll ding you 20%. So you're only going to take 80% out. The other 20% goes back into the smart contract. You might think, oh, that sounds great. But the reason why it isn't, and I'll go back to CryptoWare. For those of you who remember CryptoWare who exit scammed, I'm not saying they're going to exit scam. This could be a legitimate smart contract. Let's assume it is. But the problem is it creates massive instability, because let's say people start to freak out for whatever reason, short term. They start to see the balance going down, because of course in these things, if the balance goes to zero, then there won't be anything for you to take, is the problem with these. And so, the problem is if people, because what created this surge.
Hey there, just a couple points on what Mike said that I really, believe in. First of all, is it a faux? This FOMO steak, is it a faux? I don't know about you, but if I'm going out for a crab dinner, I surely want real crab, right? And that's just me. I want things that are original. I don't want to have, it's like buying a coat and a fake leather coat. For me, it's just not who I am. I rather pay for the real thing and be able to reap the rewards of the real thing. So that's the one thing. The other thing is, the thing he also said was when this actually rolled out, FOMO steak actually rolled out, you would think that the B&B steak would kind of go down a bit, right? But it didn't. It actually got stronger. So it kind of just, that gave me a little bit of a eye opener. And the third thing was, you could take out all your money whenever you want. And I don't know about you guys. I know you're going to say, well, that's a good thing, right, Phyllis? It is a good thing. However, if you look at it from my perspective, if everybody's taking out their money, how are they going to continue to pay? So just a couple of my opinions. I've seen it happen over and over again in many programs I've been in. So just be careful. And Mike's right on point here.
this 5,605 BNB in the balance that allows you to make the earnings. If you put money into this, like let's say I'm going to put 5, BNB in this one, in 13 and a half days, I will get back out 6 BNB, but only if there's something in the pot right here, right? So this balance matters, and you want to see it going up at least early on. Now, BNB has been around about 3.5 weeks or so, and the balance has gone up high enough that there can be some fluctuations. And some people were concerned, they saw like it kind of started to go down a little bit. Now it's kind of back up. It's been holding strong though when you consider a clone launch. And you know how people in this industry are. They hear about, oh, I got to get in first. I got to get in first. And then they all jump over. So yesterday when FOMO stake launched, of course, a bunch of the I got to get in first people got in. And it's pretty impressive that this balance held stable during that period. And so, of course, it's not going to skyrocket when a bunch of I got to get in first type people, which is what drives this market primarily, jumped into this. And they took a bunch of their profits and dumped it into FOMO stake, wanting to get in early, right? And focused a lot of their marketing and stuff on it. It's pretty impressive that BNB stake has been holding strong in light of that clone launch yesterday, where a whole bunch of I got to get it first jumped in, right? So 5,605 BNB in here, probably most of it came from what they profited in the last 3.5 weeks in BNB stake, right? Because if you look at these two numbers, this first one up here is showing the total BNB that was ever staked, 42,700 in the first 3.5 weeks of this. And then now there's 15,358 in the balance. If you subtract one from the other, you're left with how much people profited, how much they took out. And I'm pretty darn sure a lot of it ended up over here in the clone copycat that launched yesterday. So it's actually pretty impressive. So that it survived that, and it's making a pretty strong rebound. Let's see if it went up or down. I'm gonna hit refresh. It's really strong. It's kind of impressive. And the way this works, for those that don't know, it starts at a lower amount, like 3.5 weeks ago, whenever it was, it started like at 8%. It ticks up like 0.5% a day, and now it's at 18.5%. It's going to keep going up. I have 181 BNB in this thing. I'm playing around with it. Again, guys, I'm not going to put my affiliate link below. I'm not going to promote this, even though it's a fun game, but it's high risk, obviously. And it's not for everybody. If you want to know how I generate so much Ethereum without risk as income, duplicating a system using my marketing that I can just hand to you to duplicate, reach out to me at the link below, or maybe someone on my team posted this video somewhere. You can go below, click the link, reach out to them, and we'll show you exactly how we generate massive amounts of ETH that we can use. We use that Ethereum that we make with the no risk method, and you use my marketing and everything. You just duplicate what I'm doing, and I give you the content and everything. Super simple. And you can make ETH to use to put into things like this. But that's why this isn't as much of a risk for me. But and I could withdraw right now almost 27 BNB, but I'm just going to leave that in there because what I'm getting at is when this hits 20%, I'm going to put more in. So I really like this one. But the main reason why I wouldn't do FOMO stake is because they let people take out their entire balance even before the days are up. And the problem with that is, I know that there was initial excitement because it launched yesterday. So a bunch of, I got to get it first, people jumped in, totally get it. And with a lot of models, that makes sense. And maybe they'll be right. I just don't think so. I think that initial surge will last a couple days at best. And then it's just the way these days count down. It's a little weird. The fact that it's an imitation is a little weird. The fact that the percentages over here are much higher and that it's held so strong through the clone launch. I just don't think the momentum will be over here. And then because people can take all their money out, they do get a 20% penalty, but they can take it out when they get scared, when they get the FUD. And I'm telling you, these people who are the, I got to get in first type of people, they're the most likely to jump out when they get nervous. And so they're not the kind to collect together and rally together. Like the people over here, if you go in this Telegram group, they're like, let's work together. Like if we reinvest, we can create stability here. We can help this go longer. The people that have been over here have been the work together people. The people over here, there's nothing wrong with it. I get I got to get it first. I totally get it. I've been there, done that. And I'll do it again with some projects. But I just pointing out the fact that the nature of that particular group of type of people, that they don't work together as much per se. They're going to jump in, they're going to jump out really, really fast. And the fact that they're allowing them to pull their money out, on top of that fact, it's kind of obvious that they start seeing this go down at any point in the next week, they're out. And if this is in momentum at that time, like it's really held strong, it's just going to come right back over here. And there's a whole bunch of other money that's been profited that people are just sitting on, because that's a lot of BNB. Look at this. It's crazy. So look, in 3.5 weeks, it's been 42,721 BNB staked in total. What's still left in the contracts, 15,364, because people are taking that all the time and earning it all the time. So 27,357 BNB. Let's just say it's priced at, it's 235, but I already put 240. 6,565,000 that's been taken out and kept. And again, most of that probably ended up over in the clone from that Gotta Get In First people. But a lot of it's still unaccounted for that people are just sitting on. If they continue to see this hold strong as it has, even during the clone launch, even after 5,600 jumped over here, I'm telling you, like, there's a good chance that with these percentages and stuff, this could go a lot longer. And just something kind of special in this game. And it's a high risk game. I'm not going to put my link below because I don't want people to think I'm endorsing you do it or encouraging you to do it. I'm not. And so I'm not going to put my link below, but I just wanted to share some of these insights and share with you why I'm not going to, I am playing in BNB stake. I can afford to do it. I got 181 in it because I make a lot of Ethereum from an Ethereum smart contract that is not risk-based. So it's consistent. I can rely on it as income paid to me in Ethereum, following a duplicatable system. My team made over 12,000 ETH in the first 90 days following that system. It still works right now at 4.5 months in. I made 800 ETH in the first 90 days following the same system. It works. So reach out to us at the link below if you want to find out how we're doing that, to have the capital to be able to invest into exciting projects or gamble in projects like this. We have lots of exciting projects that we're in too that are risk-based. We won't recommend them, but we can show you what we're doing. We're not financial advisors, but we can show you our duplicatable marketing system that's producing ETH like clockwork. Reach out to us if you want to know how. I just wanted to show you today that FOMO stake is not on my list for the reasons that I shared. A lot of people jumped into this on day one. I can't believe, it's really impressive that BNB stake survived that. And they're holding strong, and it looks like they could start swinging up. And if they do, this thing's gonna start to go down. And the fact that they can pull money out, that they can pull it all out before the days are up in the contract, just makes it less stable. That's what happened to crypto, where people could pull their money in and out whenever they wanted. And as soon as there was a little, FUD, as soon as there was a little bit of uncertainty, everybody started pulling it out, and it collapses it. And so I really think this is at risk of that kind of the same thing. And so I won't be participating in FOMO stake. Hey, if that's what you're doing, if you got a different take on it, I'm not saying anything against you. I'm all for you. I want you to succeed, whatever choices and decisions you make. I just wanted to connect today with the experience that I have, just the insight. It might be a little bit different than some others about why it creates instability when you allow people to violate these contracts. It can create a kind of spiral out of control when people have FUD, when they start to see this go down at all and they're not held to those contracts. It makes it less stable. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys.